Hello friends! So if you've been following me for a little bit, you'll know that every year I go over setting goals for the upcoming year, and then I also use that as an opportunity to look at stuff from past years to see just how far I've come. Because every time I look back at my stats from a year ago, 2-3 years ago, it is actually very amazing how far and how much progress I've made. And that's also why I think it's really important to do this. I think it's important to look at these statistics of just yourself in general, of different goals that you've wanted to set over time, and then see how far you've actually come, because a lot of people overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can do in a year. So even for me personally, I've felt frustrated many times day to day, being upset that I haven't been hitting the goals that I've been wanting to hit. But when I actually look back and look at my stats and my progress from past years, it's incredible the amount of progress I've made. And it's just like a really nice reminder that each day, if you just make a little bit of a difference and stay consistent with what you're doing, there will be a difference over time. And there's no reason to be scared or upset if reaching a goal takes a while, because the time's going to pass anyway. So you might as well put in just that tiny bit of effort each day to get to where you actually want to be. So I will show you guys my goal sheet for the year. If you've never been here before, I'm going to walk through a little bit what I do every year, and you don't have to do it exactly the same. I'm just going to show you what I do. But on the top, I have goals for the year. So I have 2024 goals. In the top left quadrant, I have circle of 5. I have in the top right quadrant life goals, and then top or bottom left I have fitness goals, and bottom right I have social media. So again, these don't have to be yours. These are just specifically mine because these are things that are important to me. I still recommend doing the circle of 5. The circle of 5 is the 5 people that you talk to and interact with most often. The reason this is important is because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So you want to make sure you reflect on who you're spending time with, because if there's a person in your circle of 5 that's not a great person, why are they in your life? If they're a negative influence in your life, you don't have to keep them there. You can surround yourself with the people that you want to be with. So that's something that I'm always being sure to check myself with. Who am I talking to? Who am I spending time with? Are they really the people that I want to be spending time with? This past year and in years past, the people that I wrote down at the beginning of the year were not the same people that I had at the end of the year. So I would do it in pencil, because I did have someone who was my friend earlier this year, and now due to different circumstances, we are no longer friends. They're no longer in my circle of 5. So I would, again, put that down in pencil. If you've been following me for a bit, you'll know that there are some very major things that have happened to me this year, and we're going to talk about some of them. But one of them, which was not on my goal sheet, which is still a very, very big thing, I got engaged this year. So that was not something that was on my goal list of things to do, but it was still a very big thing that happened, and I'm very happy about it. And I don't think it's any coincidence that my circle of 5 is my fiance and then 4 of my bridesmaids. So surround yourself with good people. The other very big thing that happened this year is that I hit YouTube Partner. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that this has been my goal for 2 years. I've been working very hard towards it. We're going to go over the stats and everything, but that is another very big thing that happened this year. Some other very big things that have happened this year is I've had my most popular videos come out. So at the very beginning of this year, my most popular video, Stardew Valley Mobile versus PC, came out, and it's still my most popular video to this day. I had a TikTok hit almost 100,000 views. It's at 96.6 thousand views right now, which is the biggest TikTok I've ever had. So I've had a lot of very big things happen this year. And like I said, we're going to go over those stats in just a second. So as always, I am going to go over past year's goals and kind of compare them to how we've gotten to now. Because on the back of all my goal sheets, I also write down statistics of where I was when I made that goal sheet. So in 2021, my circle of 5 is almost damn near the same. Just one person changes almost every year. But my life goals in 2021, I got almost all of them. I bought a house. I got a new job. That's another thing that we'll talk about. I got my own streaming setup. That was kind of a big deal. I made my own studio space, which is my office here. And I got a piano. So those were my goals in 2021. I got all of those. My fitness goals was to complete my second Ironman. I didn't do that. But I got a new bike. I did not keep tracking my macros. I did complete a half marathon, but I did not complete a full marathon. So I got some of my goals done for my fitness goals, but not all of them. My social media goals were get Instagram to 5K. We still haven't done that. Twitch, I wanted to get 500 followers by 2022. I don't know if I did that, but I've done that now. YouTube, my goals were to upload at least once a month. We upload every day now. And to get to 200 subs. We have far surpassed that since 2021, but that was 2 years ago. I'll go over the stats for each year in just a second. My goals for 2022 was once again to get a new job, and I did. And I'm also still not at that job. I wanted to raise money for To Write Love on Her Arms, which is a organization that I care a lot about, and that was supposed to happen with my Ironman, and unfortunately that didn't happen. I wanted to travel outside the US with RJ. That didn't happen. I wanted to save 10K. That didn't happen. And I wanted to make enough money and profit from art and streaming to do it full time. That also didn't happen. So I'm going through all of this to show you guys that one year I hit like all the goals that I wanted to hit. And the next year I hardly hit any of them. So if you find yourself, sorry if you just heard a dog, if you find yourself not being where you want to be and not making the goals that you want to make, it's okay because you still have more time to hit them. My fitness goals was once again to complete a second Ironman. Still haven't done that. I wanted to complete a half marathon. I don't think I did that, but I did do at least one triathlon sprint, and that was the other thing. Social media was once again, I wanted to get Instagram to 5K. Still haven't done that. Twitter to 10K. Haven't done that. Twitch to 2,000. I also have not done yet, and I have not hit Twitch partner. YouTube to 1,000. We did do that. So that was 2022. 2023. So this was the goals for this past year. So we're going to go over them and see what I hit and what I didn't. So my life goals, I only had 2 because the year before I didn't hit a lot and I was like, okay, I've spread myself too thin. So I need to focus on the most important things of what I actually want to hit. Was to profit enough from art and content creation to pay my bills. And I would say we haven't fully hit that goal, but I would say we're at like 75% of that goal. I got another new part-time job this year. I've only been working part-time jobs and doing gig work because if one, I haven't been able to find a full-time job. 2, any full-time job I find doesn't pay enough for me to be able to continue doing YouTube and Twitch full-time, which is truly what I want to do. So I was really only having part-time jobs as a way to just get by. And I was able to get a part-time job. I also did a lot of freelance work this year. I think I doubled what I made last year this year in terms of freelance and gig work, which is also very cool. So I would say I'm like 75% of there. I could pay almost all my bills by myself. The other one was travel. Because I am still working on being able to pay for my life all by myself, I did not travel much. I have allotted myself one thing to do, and that is going to Genesis. I went to this year. Last year was in January. That is my one allotted big travel thing that I can do this year. So hopefully I'll be able to go to Anime Expo and TwitchCon and stuff like that again in the future. But this year was more of a saving money year because, well, as you heard me say earlier, I'm getting married. So trying to save money for that. My fitness goals was to complete a 5K. I believe I did 2 5Ks this year. I did not complete a half marathon. I also did not start lifting regularly again. So anyone who knows me has known that I'm the anime athlete. Fitness is a big thing for me. However, the last few years, I haven't been able to do a lot for fitness due to different health and injury things that have happened. And I've done a lot this year of just really listening to my body. And I'll have more fitness goals for the coming year, but they're going to be different than the goals that I've set in the past. Because in the past, I kept setting big goals for myself of doing another Ironman, doing another half marathon, doing a full marathon. And moving forward, I'm going to have to reframe how I think about setting goals for myself because as much as I still want to be able to do those big things again, listening to my body is more important than any distance of any race that I could complete right now. Social media, hit Twitch partner. Unfortunately, for the last 3 years, we've tried to hit Twitch partner and we still have not done that. However, I think things are really going to change this year with how things have gone. Hit YouTube partner. This was one of the highlights of my year. The 2 big things that happened this year for me were getting engaged and hitting YouTube partner. I'm going to getting emotional thinking about it. Hitting YouTube partner means that now I am monetized and I can make money off my videos, and it's not a lot, but now I'm getting more and more streams of income each year so that I can hit that life goal of that I am fully making all of my money by myself. I do not have to work a part-time or full-time job just to pay my bills. I want to be fully freelance, fully independent, and be able to fully support myself by my own means. So hitting YouTube partner is a very, very big deal to me. My other goal was to start doing anime music, and I was about to start doing that at the beginning of this year because I worked at a music school, but I ended up quitting that job because I hated it. Doing more music is something that I still want to do. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into it this year, but I'm going to make that another focus for the coming year because that is something I really want to do. I really want to start adding music to the channel. More cooking streams and meal prepping. So I definitely have done a couple of I've definitely done a couple of cooking streams this year. And I've done a lot of meal prepping solely because I really enjoy cooking. So I'm going to check that off as a yes. I don't know if I did more cooking streams this year than I did in past years, but I know I still did some. And I had a lot of fun doing them. And I really love cooking. I actually started canning this year. I did 2 different canning recipes this year. I used my pressure canner and a water bath canner. So I'm hoping to keep doing that in the coming years. So that was my goals for 2023. I hit 50% of them. So again, in 2021, I hit nearly all of my goals. 2022, I didn't hit a lot. And this year, I hit about half of them. So again, just to show you, if you don't hit all your goals throughout the year and it's different each year, that's still okay. So now, this is the part that I'm really excited for, is I am going to go over the stats from, 2020 to now. So we're going to go over my stats on social media to see just how far I've grown in the last 3 years of doing content creation. And like I said, on the back of each of these, I write down different stats for where I was. So I'm just going to list them all off. I'm going to put them up on the side so you guys can see a comparison of how it's gone each year. So I actually did this first time in February instead of doing it in December. So this is from 2021. On Instagram, I had 2,436 followers. On Twitch, I had 19 followers. On YouTube, I had 0. And on Twitter, I had 646. By the end of 2021, on Instagram, I had 2,933 followers. On Twitch, I had 254. On YouTube, I had 61. And on Twitter, I had 3,620. I hit Twitch affiliate on August 27th of 2021. This is last year. On Instagram, I had 2,920 followers. Twitch, I had 595. YouTube, I had 1,396 subs and 969 watch hours. On Twitter, I had 3,651 followers, and on TikTok, I had 365. Today, at the end of 2023, I have 2,828 Instagram followers. On Twitch, I have 764 followers. On YouTube, currently, as this video is releasing, I have 2,707 subs and over 4,000 watch hours as I have now been monetized. I actually don't know how many watch hours I have total because it doesn't even show me anymore. It just shows me how much money I'm making now. Twitter, I have 3,404 followers, and TikTok, I have 532. So I didn't really do anything on TikTok until really this last year. So it's still very small, but as you can see, everything is growing, and the one that has grown the most is definitely YouTube. And it makes sense because YouTube is the thing that I have put the most effort towards. I upload shorts every single day on YouTube. I upload videos at least once a week. Some weeks I miss it, some weeks I do too. But I really put a lot of my effort towards growing my YouTube, and as you can see, it has definitely paid off. So after going through all the stats each year, we're going to set new goals for this year. I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to set my goals, what's important when you're setting goals, and different ways that you can make sure you keep them. You want to make sure you don't set too many because you'll spread yourself too thin. That's what I did in 2021. I had too many things and I couldn't really focus on what was most important to me. You want to make sure that your goals are measurable. So that's really easy to do for me with social media because every year I can check my stats, I can look at analytics, and I can see how far I've come. Same with fitness goals. The most common resolution in January is to get back into shape. However, people don't have a very specific goal for how they want to do that. So it's okay if you say, I want to start off going to the gym twice a week. That is my goal for January. That is an actual goal. Saying, I want to get in better shape is not a real goal. It has to be measurable and it has to be precise. So again, you could pick whatever you want for these quadrants. I highly recommend doing the circle of 5. Again, write it in pencil because it may change throughout the year as you reflect upon who you spend your time with and who you talk to most. My other 3 are life goals, fitness goals, and social media because that's what's important to me. I again, recommend just having life goals. And if you don't do all 4 of these quadrants, if you just do life goals, or if you just do your circle of 5 in life goals, if you only do 2 things, that's okay too. You do not have to have all 4 of these quadrants. You can just have 1 or 2. However, like I said, I'm going to go through mine so you can see an example of how to set this up properly. So for my life goals, this one's going to be an easy one to check off because everything is already being planned. But my first life goal for 2024 is to get married. I got engaged in spring earlier this year, and I spent summer and this last fall getting things planned. A lot of my friends have gotten their save the dates and stuff already. We've got a lot of stuff planned and picked out. So this one should be a pretty easy goal to hit, pending everything goes according to plan. I'm pretty sure everything's going to be fine. My second life goal is going to be the same as it has been in past years, and that is to make enough money doing my own freelance work, gig work, and content creation that is all I do full time. To be fully self-employed, to make enough money to pay for my life. I'm not going to share what those numbers are for me because it's going to be different for everyone else, and it's not really important. I know what the numbers are. That is my measured amount. I'm going to write that on my goal sheet, but just know for you, what you need to survive is going to be different if that's a goal for yourself. But that is my second goal, is to make enough money from doing gig work, freelance work, and content creation that's all I have to do, and I don't have to work a part-time or a different job. I'm going to set one more goal as my life goal. So when you're setting goals, again, like I said earlier, you don't want to set too many. For each quadrant, do 1 to 3. Because if you set more than that, you're going to be spreading yourself too thin. You're not actually focusing in on what is most important to you. The reason I hit YouTube Partner is because of how much I focused on it. And the reason I hit that in 2 years is because of how hard I focused on it, because I didn't focus on hitting Twitch Partner. I stream every night, but I don't do anything to really try to actively grow my Twitch, but I do everything to actively grow my YouTube. That is why I hit YouTube Partner. That is why I have not hit Twitch Partner. However, my third life goal, which again will hopefully be fairly easy, is to go to Japan. RJ and I were supposed to go to Japan in 2020. As many of you can guess, that didn't happen because there was kind of a thing that happened around the world that kind of shut everything down. So our goal is for our honeymoon to go to Japan. So those 3 things are my goals for my life goals for this year. I'm not going to add any more. The biggest one is going to be making enough money to be fully self-employed. Now I'm going to move on to my fitness goals. Again, you don't have to have fitness goals. I feel like a lot of people feel pressured that they have to have fitness goals or look or be a certain way every year, and January is just the year that pressure really gets added on. You don't have to have fitness goals if it's not important to you. If it's not important to you, you're not going to hit the goals, and then you're going to look back and you're going to be sad that you didn't hit those goals, but the reality is you didn't really care about them anyway. So if you don't care about having fitness goals, don't add them. I do care about fitness goals, and like I said, my goals every year have been to do something really big and do another half marathon or full marathon or another Ironman. I'm not going to do that anymore. I keep setting these big goals for myself as far as fitness goals go, and every year it makes me sad that I haven't been able to hit them. And it's not that I'm being lazy. It's not that I'm not dedicated to it. I've had different health issues and different injuries that have made it very difficult. One of them being my neck. I've had very bad neck issues for a long time. I've had migraines for years. They've continuously gotten worse. However, I'm on different medications now and doing different things to help my neck, to help with other health issues I have. So my goal this year is to be able to run a mile without pain. It's not a 5K. It's not a half marathon. It's nothing grandiose, but that is going to be a big deal to me, to be able to do something that I used to really love without pain. This goal is important because 1, it's something that I do truly care about. 2, it's measurable. 1 mile without pain. Now, the pain part is what's going to be the difficult part to measure. Am I going to be in pain from running? Like my legs are going to be sore and stuff like that? Yeah, probably. That's just what happens when you do fitness stuff. For me, not being in pain means I can go for a run and not get a migraine during or after that run. It means not having shoulders or tense pain while I'm running or after I run. I've had such bad migraines and such bad pain after just half-mile runs that it makes me literally want to throw up. So my goal is not, again, to do anything big. It's not to do a race. It's not to do anything crazy like that. It is simply to run 1 mile without pain. That is my major fitness goal for this year. I'm going to add a second one. I might not hit it because it's not super important to me, though I think it will be important to not having pain, and that is to start rock climbing again. So the reason those kind of go together is because when I go rock climbing, I go bouldering, which does a lot more of upper body workout. And when I go rock climbing, it works my different shoulder muscles that don't fire as often, and it helps me strengthen those muscles that will help strengthen my neck and my shoulders so that I have better posture and all of that good stuff. And it really helps with my pain because it's strengthening the muscles that need to be strengthened. It sounds backwards, but rock climbing does help me towards the goal of being able to run without pain because of the muscles that it works. It works the supporting muscles to help me not have pain in my neck and back. And the third one that I'm going to add, which I have been putting off for a long time, I don't know why. I've just been really bad about procrastinating it, and that is starting physical therapy. I saw a neurologist this year to help me with my migraines and stuff, and she gave me some different medications, which I have been taking regularly, which have helped a ton. But I do need to start physical therapy, and I was supposed to call them. I just haven't because I'm a bad person, so I need to start physical therapy. That one's important. And now, the social media goals. So the one for YouTube, hitting partner meant, getting monetized, making money, which goes and ties into making enough money, being self-employed, that I could pay for my life. So YouTube, I want to make sure that's measurable, but also realistic. I'm going to say I want to make at least $2,000 on YouTube this year. So far, I've been monetized for like 3 weeks and I've made $20. So I know that $2,000 is obviously not enough to live off of, but through my other streams of revenue that I do with freelance work, with sponsorships, everything else like that, I still make other forms of money. But solely off YouTube, the goal this year is to make $2,000. That's realistic and it's measurable. And I think I can actually do that. I don't want to make hitting Twitch partner my goal for the third year in a row when I'm not actively really doing anything to get there. I'm just kind of having fun streaming. So my goal is going to be to get to 1,200 followers, 1,250. Because right now I'm at about 750. And partner's not going to happen at 1,200 most likely. But that's a measurable thing that I can do, whereas hitting Twitch partner isn't quite as measurable. Obviously, there's statistics of things that you have to hit Twitch partner, but just saying I want to hit Twitch partner is not measurable. So if you're a streamer and you want to hit Twitch partner, or if you want to hit affiliate, try to, again, set measurable goals that you can track. Maybe that's hitting 50 followers. Maybe that's hitting 2,000 followers. It could be different for you. Maybe it's hitting 10,000 followers on Twitch. Whatever it might be, maybe it's getting a certain amount of subs every month. Maybe it's your average viewership. Mine is getting really close to being in the double digits. So I think by the end of the year, I want my average viewership to also be 20 viewers. Right now, it's sitting about 10. Some days it's like 12. Some days it's 8. On average, it's right around 10. And that's it. That's my goals for the year. I don't want to add more. I want to focus on just those things and put my energy towards those things. If I hit them, I can increase them. Or I can think of different goals. To recap all of this, from 2021, I went from having 0 on YouTube to now in 2023, I am at almost 3,000 followers and I'm fully monetized. I got engaged this year. If you have questions about how to grow on YouTube, I am more than happy to answer questions in the comments. My circle of 5 has mostly remained the same the last 3 years, but my goals for this year are to get married, make enough money to be fully self-employed, go to Japan. My fitness goals are to run a mile without pain, start rock climbing again, and start physical therapy. My social media goals are to make $2,000 on YouTube, hit 1,250 Twitch followers, and have an average viewership of 20 people. These may seem like very simple goals, but that's also very important too. I could focus on these things. I know these things are important to me, and I know that they're doable. So I'm very excited because every year that I do this, I feel like I get a little bit more clarity on what I want, how I'm going to get it, and where it's going to take me. Honestly, I think some of these I might be able to hit before the end of next year, but I'm doing my best to be conservative right now. So we'll see where life takes us. Here is what's, again, a picture. I'll get out of the way. Here is a picture of the goal chart. It was whiting out whenever I held it up, but I took a screenshot of it so you guys can see it. Again, you don't have to have these labels be the same. You can have them be whatever you want, but feel free to also share in the comments below what your goals are for this year. I would be very interested to learn what they are. If you enjoyed this video and you want to join me on my journey of becoming a full-time content creator and being fully self-employed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on all my social media channels. As you heard me list them all off, I have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Everything, everywhere, I am the Anime Athlete. Come hang out with me on Twitch and drop a follow. Help me hit that goal of 1,250 followers on Twitch. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good rest of your night.